practice. These are intended to teach wrestling without having to sit kids down and explain, taking in an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes, 2 hours practice. If a coach is talking for 45 minutes, you can bet a 9-year-old's listening to about 5 of them. So these are intended, a lot of these are stolen from other countries and guys that are developing kids really well. And they're fun and they're hard. So the kids are working hard, they're getting winded, they're exercising, they're not listening to a bunch of finite technique. Beginning wrestlers aren't going to pick it up anyways. And they're just kind of learning how to wrestle through positions. So we'll start, the first one is a game where we'll do a 5-second go, and Gio's going to hold Alex's foot in his chest. So we'll do, he'll have a chance, if he holds on to the foot, it's a point. And if Alex gets his foot back, it's a point. And then we'll switch. Might do 10 goes. And I always like to do an even number because if we have a tie, it means everybody has to wrestle one takedown, overtime, sudden death. Ready? So I'll say go. He'll have 5 seconds. Alex will have 5 seconds to get his leg back. Gio's job is to hold that leg. Ready? Go. Got it. Great. So that will be a point for Alex. All right, this is what we want. Most newer wrestlers won't know to kick out. About the 4th or 5th time they play this game, they'll start figuring out how to kick out. And I don't tell them. Because if they figure it out on their own, they have it for life. If you tell them, they'll do it that one time, but they're not owning it. So Gio, let's have you go up one more time. Ready? Go. I'm going to count down this time. Ready? Go. 5, 4, 3, 2. Got it. Okay. Break. So we'll do everything. All these combative games are games, but they're all wrestling skills and development.
I like that.
Oh, good, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. Handshake game. Your foot next to his foot. Okay, this is called a handshake game. These guys shake hands like they're here. Alex's left foot, Gio's left foot cannot move. So we'll do this one for time, so we might do it for 2 minutes or 3 minutes, and we tell them to keep score. There's no arguing allowed. If Alex gets Gio's back foot to move, it's a point for Alex. Or any of his other part of his body. If his foot doesn't move, but he falls down, it's also a point for Alex. Gio's trying to do the same to Alex. Ready? Go. Got it. One for Alex. Little brother wins again. Don't get it. You gotta get it. Ready? Go. Got it. I don't know how that was catching. But you get the point. So we call that the handshake game. We'll go on both sides. So you can go maybe a minute on your right side and a minute on your left side where you learn to use your left arm too. This one's called Pancake. This is a fun, beginner, kids are just warming up and just kind of learning how to, I like this one because I think it takes a lot of concentration and balance. Not exactly a wrestling skill, but the only part of Alex, the only thing Alex can touch is Gio's hands, and likewise for Gio. The goal is to get him to move his feet or fall down. But if Gio fakes him and Alex falls and hits his head into Gio's chest, point for Gio. So we'll do this for time as well, right? So we might put 3 on the clock and tell them to keep score. We always tell the kids to raise their hand if they won, and then the winners raise their hands, and then we say raise your hand if you learned. And then the losers, the guys who lost the contest, raise their hand because we're either winning or learning here. Here we go, ready? Go. Got it. It's usually not that easy. Come on, Gio. Ready? Go. 2 for Alex. All right, so. All right, push-up position, handstand. Let's get you facing each other here. Okay, this one we want, let's get about a foot and a half or 2 feet apart. If they're little kids, they have to be a little closer. But this way with the bigger guys, they'll have to reach. It's a reset. We put this one on the clock as well, 2 or 3 minutes for each game. And Alex's job, just like the hand slap game that you played growing up, his job is to hit Gio's hand. Gio's job is to hit Alex's hand. You reset and you call go before after every point is scored. Ready? Go. 1-0. Ready? Go. Ready, go. Ready, go. Nothing. Keep going. Ready? And so the kids will tally this, and they say go. The kids run their own game on a running clock. Okay, the next one is push-up arm fight. So we get in here. Now, the goal is to break his push-up position, right? Break each other's push-up position. You can grab his head. There's no punching, no fish hooking, no eye gouging. Pretty much everything else is legal. Pull on his arms, grab his head, get him to drop his knee, fall to his side, pull his elbow. Ready? Go. And you can't, that's it. And you can't move your back feet here. The goal is you can't move, you move them a little bit, but you're not supposed to move. Got him. So that's one. So we start again, and then they come up. But your back feet have to stay in place, because otherwise what you'll do is guys will start creeping their legs up. Come on, pull your leg up here. They'll start doing this, and technically I have to get down, but I'm pulling my legs up. So the feet have to stay in place. Ready? Go. Oh, he got himself. Good head movement. Go. Out your elbow. So you get the point. Same thing. Running clock, and they keep their own score. That's brutal, right? Yeah. That's a tough game. Hard, physical. You're learning to club the guy's head, right? And you're building strength, core strength. Okay, we call this one ankle flag. This goes by a lot of different names. Essentially, we cut up some towels, or in this case, we're using a spare sock. You can use just about anything. Ankle bands, just about anything. Kids tuck them into their socks. If they don't have socks on, you got to tuck them into their shoes. Hopefully they have socks on. And the goal is just to pull the other guy's flag within wrestling rules. No holds barred other than illegal wrestling rules. You guys ready? So these guys will slap hands, and we just same thing. We do a 2-minute running clock. Winner raises his hand. If you won, raise your hand. If you learned, raise your hand. Ready? Go. Kids learn to be wily. Oh, nice, slick. Come on, back up. So kids are wrestling, but they don't know it, essentially. Ready? They're having fun doing it. Go. Because we're making it into a game. They're learning how to down block. They're learning how to stop and short offense. Right? And they're learning how to create scenarios to get to the leg. Snap. Yes. Good job. Keep going. Get it. Oh, that was it. Great. Get the point. They get an arm drag on each other. So let's turn that this way. Up high on the tricep. Each guy has it, can't use the free arm. The goal is to get the other guy's backside. If you pull him down to the ground and you score 2, essentially for wrestling, you're good. So can't use the free hand, and the goal is to get these guys to learn, don't have to tell them, the goal is to get them to learn to pull on that arm drag, put weight on that leg, and cover the backside. Ready? Again, put them on a running clock, 3 minutes. After each score, they switch sides. Ready? And they say go. So give them Alex, give them 1, 2, 3, go. 10. 1, 2, 3, go. Nothing yet. Keep going. Great. All right. So he didn't get his backside, but that essentially is a point for Alex. Let's start on the other side. Ready? Go. They're essentially teaching themselves how to arm drag. Almost, get them up. Got it. You see that extra pull? That's an adjustment he made on his own without a coach having to tell him. That's learned for life. Hands behind the back. The goal is a lot like the hand slap game. The goal is just to step on your partner's feet. What you'll learn is good guys will learn how to use their head. They'll learn how to keep their head in there. And this is a great thing, because one of the biggest things for kids to learn to jump from average level to high level is learn how to keep your head in between shots, and really high level to super elite level. But Great thing for these guys to learn early. So I tell them to get in the wrestling stance. Beginners will tend to stand up and then they get whipped. So what guys will learn is eventually they'll learn how to lower their head. Ready? And same thing. Running clock. Every foot stomp is a point. We restart after every one. Go. Got it. 1-0. Go. Good for footwork, good for head and hands. Get it? Yeah. 2-0. All right, great. You might have to wrestle that live after that. All right, hands lock game above the knee. So we do this in two varieties. This one we'll do above the knee means you have to be locked up from the knee to the hip, and getting stretched out here. Again, a little adjustment from my friend Brian Medlin down at University of Illinois. He's big on getting that leg to your chest. So you have to get your hands locked, and you have to lock it to your chest. Ready? No. I already showed the position. We're going to do we're going to actually do the game. Slap hands, running clock. You score a point every time you get that leg, your hands locked, and that thigh to your chest. Go. Nice hands. Get to his leg. Get to his leg. Ooh, nasty. Great. So thigh or hamstring to your chest. That was it. So that was great. Second variety, you can again change it up. You can do this maybe on a different day. Is to get below, from knee to ankle to your chest. So anytime I'm here, right here, anything where I'm below from knee to foot. Ready? Slap hands. Go. Running clock. Every time you get that leg lock, the lower leg lock to your chest, it's a point. Great. You get the point. Here's what I can say about that game. That's harder than they would wrestle each other live. They're really enjoying themselves, and they're wrestling really hard because we're making it into a contest. Right? There's no skin off their back if they take a bad shot and they give up a point. It's just a game. Right? There's not a lot of emotional energy attached to it. Okay. We call this the upper body game. So there's 3 ways to score. We have a level 1 and a level 2 for this. The 3 ways to score are this. My hands locked in double underhooks above his heart. This doesn't count. Stand up straight. This doesn't count. You got to be above his heart. Because down here you're going to get tossed or headlocked. Right? The goal is to get your lock real high. That's 1. 2 is to get a hand to the mat on a snap down. 1 or 2 hands. Right? 1 hand counts. And the third one is to get his back. If I can get to his backside, that's my 3rd way to score. You guys got it? Slap hands, put a running clock, make it contest. Ready? And this is going to teach kids upper body and hand fighting skills without having to explain it to them. They're going to do this naturally. Go. They're going to hit duck unders. They're going to learn arm drags. They're going to learn underhooks. Get that locked up. Your hands like this. Get it high. Get it high. That's 1. Good. Slap hands. Ready. Go. Slap hands. We need to go so we know guys are ready. Level 2 of the upper body game, we put in the snatch single. So I can do a throw body, right? Or I can do a radar single. But anytime if I get my hands locked in that leg and get it off the ground, that's our 4th way to score. So I have double underhooks, a snap down, get his backside on a duck, a drag, a slide by, or a snatch single. I'll put this in second because if you put it in the original game, all kids will try to do is snatch singles. They'll never learn how to hand fight or get underhooks. So now we put this in after a couple times of doing this game, and now they have to get a little bit more reinventive. Ready? Yes, 4 ways to score. Underhooks, get thrown. Snap down. Got it. Great. Good. Come on up. On cue. Ready? Slap hands. Go. Get one, Alex. And now you can also snatch. But you can't hit your knee. I should have said this. You can't hit your knee on the single. It's got to, nope, you can't hit your knee. Throw by single. Got it. Good job. So that time he scored because he didn't hit his knee on his shot. Alex took a shot, so we would call that a wash, or maybe even a point for Gio. Okay, we call this a snap down game. You're going to go arms width apart, a little closer, Alex. So make sure you can touch each other's shoulders. And then it's the same thing. We just do a running clock. You say 1, 2, 3, go. There's 2 ways to score. Pull, Alex, pull Gio's head. Pull his head under your chest, under your heart, or push him over his haunches. So we're working push-pull with our hands. Ready? Go. Got him. 1. Ready? Go. So these guys really should be starting themselves. Got him. 1-1. All right, break. Call that probably time. Okay. Short offense game, another one courtesy of my friend Brian Medlin. Let's get you down in a quad pod. So, or on all fours. You can start. Go ahead and start on all fours. Gio's going to start in a short arm position, so he does not have a front headlock. I do not teach beginning wrestlers front headlocks because we don't want to get them in the habit of learning to stick their hand in there until they're ready for a head in the hole. We're not quite there yet. So we're going to start with 2 hands on the outside in the armpits, and he's going to give him a tap. 1, 2, 3, go. And hold on 1 second. There's 2 ways to score in this game. The bottom guy can get to a single leg and get his hands locked and get the single leg to his chest. That's 1. The top guy, that's the only thing the bottom guy can do. The top guy has to chase and catch an ankle. So he's going to learn how to wrestle in short offense, and if he exposes his legs in short offense, which is common, he's going to get it told to him by this guy, right? And in the meanwhile, he's learning how to run a corner and catch an ankle. Ready? Go. Let's try it. Change directions, one way then the other. One way then the other. Good. Go, 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 go. Oh, got it. Break. 1 for Alex. So now we'd switch. Go ahead. Again, running clock, switch every score. Ready. Remember, so on this position, elbows in and down, heavy. Go. Good. Keep those heavy hands. Not yet, nothing yet, nothing yet. Get to an ankle. Nice, Gio. For his legs, Gio. Got it. 2 ways to score here. We're going to start in this position. So we're going to start here. He's going to give me a 1, 2, 3. Go 1, 2, 3, and then we go. I score, the single offensive wrestler scores by getting his ankle under either armpit. Right? He scores by getting his foot down and back. You got it? So the same thing. Running clock, we switch every score. So why don't you, Gio, why don't you start with on Alex's leg? Right? And Alex is going to give him the 1, 2, 3, and they'll go. Go. Gio's trying to pick that ankle up. All the way up to his armpit. Got it. Got it. Break. Now, Alex, you start with the leg. You start with the single leg. Leg's got to start in between his legs. Keep your head up. Keep your head up. Ready? Go. Curl that leg, Gio. Curl that leg. Got it. 2-0, big brother. Finally got it.